Welcome to your 11 on 11. This week, thousands of Arkansans snowed in after winter weather last weekend. Snow and ice covered roads leading to dangerous conditions. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Ashley King. The weight of the snowfall even caved in roofs of buildings across the state. And now another blast of cold weather on the way could slow down much needed melting. This week on WeatherWise, Nathan Scott broke down the storm. Let's take a look.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the first live edition of WeatherWise. Today, we're going to focus on that major winter storm that impacted Arkansas just over the weekend. We'll go into details on how things unfolded and also talk about some forecasting signs behind this storm. Why was it such a wide range in who got freezing rain versus sleet? Why did we get so much sleet in Arkansas? Meanwhile, in North Arkansas, they're saying we missed out on some snow that was in the forecast. So let's talk about what unfolded throughout Friday into the weekend. And here's what it looked like on the radar satellite view with the moisture moving in. Noon on Friday, the temperature was 39 degrees. We were telling you that Arctic air was spilling its way in from the northeast. Now, a fascinating thing about Arctic air is it's shallow and it's heavy. That's because cold air is heavier than warm air due to the molecules within the air mass are closely together, and that produces more weight within the atmosphere. So with this shallow air mass, cold air mass making its way in from the northeast, it has to go around the Ozarks. You see the temperature, 28 in Oklahoma City, 39 in Little Rock, 35 in Memphis, and 25 in Paducah. So this cold Arctic air had to go around the Ozarks and spill its way on the backside of Little Rock or backside of Arkansas, and then also bled its way down into the river valley of Texas. Watch what happens here as we advance this past radar satellite data. So there you see the temperatures are going down. We certainly felt that Arctic air once we got into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. The temperatures, 6 o'clock, they drop below freezing at Little Rock. And look at it, 19 in Branson, 16 in Paducah, 27 in Wichita Falls. They start to see some sleet and freezing rain, but it was still into the 40s in Texarkana. But the moisture moved in a little sooner than expected when the newer models came out Friday afternoon. It was about an hour or 2 hours earlier than what was anticipated. 6:30 Friday evening, we had moisture moving into southwest Arkansas, and we were getting reports of some freezing rain and sleet happening into southwest Arkansas. So 29 is where we were, 8:30 in the evening, snow breaking out through Oklahoma City. What's going on here is we've got that Arctic air that's creating a wedge in the atmosphere. So you think about this wedge of Arctic air pushing the warmer air that's moving in here from the southwest aloft. That's creating lift, and that's why we have this shield of different types of precipitation. It's known technical term as isentropic lift. And it is a tough thing to forecast sometimes, because if the Arctic air is too strong, it can be too dry, because Arctic air is usually on the dry side, and that chisels away at the northern edge of a system. Well, we went through Friday evening into Friday night. That's when things really started to pick up in coverage and intensity. I left the station here. It was sleet at 10 o'clock. Then over into Midtown, it started to change over to snow. We told you we were right on the line between heavy snow and also potential of heavy sleet. You see that unfolding across the region. 11 o'clock, still lots of snow happening over Oklahoma. Meanwhile, they're getting freezing rain that was really causing some issues into Texarkana. The temperatures continue to drop down into the teens, but that line, the blue and pink, it did not really budge at all. That made a very tough forecast, because you had like a miniature front that was creating a lot of lift on the northern side. So that's why we had these bands of heavy snow develop, but not everybody saw the heavy snow across the region.
You can find that full episode of WeatherWise right now on THV 11 Plus. Nathan talks about how what areas got snow versus ice and how that happens. And remember, new episodes stream every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. In Saline County, one of the many places across central Arkansas seeing structures collapse from the weight of the ice. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky shows us the moment the rodeo arena came crashing down.
This is the moment the roof gave way yesterday afternoon.
It's sad. A lot of what I do think is heartbreaking to a lot of people is we're ran by volunteers.
The weight of the ice was too much for the rodeo arena at the Saline County Fairgrounds. For decades, this arena has been the heart of rodeo season in Saline County. Saline County Fair Association President Dustin Parsons says they're booked every weekend by competitors, practices, and youth groups coming.
And it's kids, and that's one of our biggest sad parts of this was the kids and wanting to make sure they are able to still do what they love to do. But as of right now, they are hoping to secure this by a new location.
Parsons says they're already looking for what's next.
So if we can get it cleaned up in the next couple months, we'll just have an open arena until the next steps of rebuilding and what that looks like.
Saline County Judge Matt Brumley says the arena will come back bigger and better.
Because of the proven track record that they have for others and their passion behind what the Saline County Fairgrounds means in this arena, we will build back. It will be better than ever.
Parsons already saddling up with new ideas too.
I have a feeling some of the flaws that we might have had in the way the audience sat in there might have been more of an obstructed view, but we feel confident that we'll be able to fix that. And so when we come back, when we say bigger and better, we're really talking bigger, better, and better for the community.
Fairground staff are working to relocate any scheduled events for the next month or two to other locations. They will keep you updated on where those will be. In Saline County, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
And here in Pulaski County, the weight of the snowfall also pulled down an awning at the Little Rock Yacht Club. It landed on several occupied houseboats. Thankfully, no one was hurt when the structure collapsed, but about 22 people were evacuated and 6 were trapped and had to be rescued. The Coast Guard was also on site at the Yacht Club, making sure there were no oil or gas leaks in the water. The ice and snow from the storm delivered some crushing blows in Garland County, too. The gym and function hall at Unity Full Gospel Church also gave way. The local pastor's wife said the space is used for baby showers, weddings, adult Sunday school, and more. Despite the damage, Hot Springs Mayor Pat McCabe says that he knows people across the county will come together to help rebuild. Docks in Hot Springs also saw their fair share of problems. Serious damage along Lake Hamilton. Boat docks that once floated steady are now twisted, submerged, or completely collapsed under the weight of the ice. It could take weeks to check all the damage. Dock owners are urged to double-check insurance coverage since many boat and watercraft policies don't automatically include dock protection. The winter weather forced dozens of school districts to close their doors this week. But what goes into making the decision to close? THV 11's Journey Taylor spoke to Dr. Jamal Wright to get that question answered and found out what the superintendent is hoping for next.
I honestly did not think that we would be here on day 3, going on day 4, not in school.
Little Rock School District Superintendent Dr. Jamal Wright says maintenance teams took extra steps to protect buildings and prevent major damage.
We learned a lot of lessons from past mistakes. And so this time they took every precaution that was necessary to make sure that heat was left on in all of our buildings and all of the classrooms, that we had running water running so that pipes wouldn't freeze and burst.
The district serves close to 19,000 students with dozens of schools and sites across the city. Leaders say it takes time to fully assess conditions and each day brings a new decision.
But it really is a day-to-day call. There's so many different things that go into us making a decision, I would say mainly for students.
One of the biggest factors, whether buses, staff, and students can travel safely, not only from neighborhoods, but also on school properties. And the hope for now, getting staff back into buildings soon and students back as safely as possible.
Number one question, and I'm probably the most hesitant about delaying school because I want our kids back in school for obvious reasons. but it doesn't look like these road conditions are clearing up as fast as we would like. So students may not be back in school until next Monday, but um, anything is possible. I believe in miracles. And so if something miraculously happens in the next 24 to 48 hours, maybe they'll be back Friday.
In Little Rock, I'm Journey Taylor, THV 11 News.
Well, Wright did not get his wish. School was closed last Friday. As more decisions roll in for the start of next week, our THV 11 digital team is keeping a running list of the latest updates. You can text the word closings to 501-376-1111 for a link. And across much of Arkansas, major roads have cleared, but many neighborhoods are still locked in by snow and ice. In North Little Rock, THV 11's Carter Thweet talks with some residents who haven't been able to leave home for days.
Well, I'm off Camp Robinson Road in North Little Rock doing a story that could probably be done in neighborhoods across the state. Roads still icy and neighbors still stuck. Gail Jarrett was working on her driveway when I showed up Thursday. She lives on 52nd Street, about a quarter mile from Camp Robinson Road.
Once we get to the main roads, we are good. But the hardest part is us getting out of our neighborhoods.
More driveway cleaning was underway on Shamrock Drive, where Brandy Hernandez lives with her mother.
My mom hasn't been able to go to work. She works all the way in Little Rock, so we can't get her her car out at all.
Even those who can drive say they wish it were better. Kevin Johnson lives on West 55th Street on a steep hill.
I don't know if they normally do or not, but the trucks haven't been through the neighborhoods at all, at least from what I know off here from Camp Robinson.
The conditions are leading to plenty of frustration.
I want to go see my friends and I want to go back to work.
If they could do something with the roads or something that we could, kind of move around, then it would be great.
And they're not terribly optimistic.
I was hoping by the weekend, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's going to be here for a while, at least till next week.
In North Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
All right, Carter, and we reached out to the city of North Little Rock for a statement. They replied saying the removal process is taking longer than usual due to the type of precipitation that fell, and asking residents to move cars off the street so plows can get through. And 2025 was a bounce back year for medical marijuana in the natural state. A look at the numbers and the future of the industry when we come back. Welcome back to 11 on 11. The weather, of course, the top story of the week, but there was still several big updates. The National Abortion Rights Group filed a lawsuit this week aimed at broadening exceptions to Arkansas's strict abortion ban. The plaintiffs include 4 women who say the law, which only allows abortions to save the life of the mother, nearly cost them their lives. They argue the law is too vague about when a woman's life is in danger. Similar lawsuits have been tried in other states with mostly mixed results. Attorney General Tim Griffin said in a social media post he would defend the state ban and said the lawsuit had little legal merit. A new judge has been assigned to the Aaron Spencer murder trial. Retired Circuit Judge Ralph Wilson will now preside over the case after the Arkansas Supreme Court removed Judge Barbara Elmore Friday for refusing to recuse herself. Spencer, the Lonoke County Sheriff's candidate, has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder in the shooting death of Michael Fossler, a man out on bond at the time for allegedly abusing Spencer's daughter in 2024. No new trial date has been set. In another major court case, Stacey Lee Drake won't face a jury until next year, but will be back in court in March. He is the man accused in the triple murder spree in Oklahoma that ended in a manhunt here in Arkansas. He was set to appear for a hearing this week, but that got pushed back. Drake has pleaded not guilty to all charges and also faces a separate murder case in Alabama. Nationally, the immigration operations in Minnesota have dominated the headlines. Senator John Boozman issued a statement calling for an investigation into the death of Alex Preddy, who was shot and killed by federal immigration officers in Minnesota last week. Boozman's Senate colleague Tom Cotton has also commented on the shooting, where they're calling them regrettable tragedies and place blame on Minnesota officials. A major boost for the Pine Bluff Arsenal is on the way. A South Korean military contractor is set to build a factory on the site. The Pentagon just announced it's partnering with Hanwha Defense USA to build a new munitions plant that comes around 6 months after lawmakers push back against plans to downsize the Army installation. The $1.3 billion facility will eventually make key ingredients for explosives and propellants, the materials behind 155 millimeter artillery shells. It'll create around 200 skilled jobs. Arkansans also hit a new high for medical marijuana sales last year. The figures show Arkansas dispensaries sold nearly 80,000 pounds in 2025, worth more than $291 million. State officials say it marks a strong rebound for the industry after a slowdown in 2024. And with 115,000 active patient cards, demand isn't letting up. Back in Pine Bluff, Saracen Casino Resort just announced the first touring acts that will be coming to the new event center there in Pine Bluff. April 18th, they'll have comedian Leslie Jones. In May, Kool and the Gang, and then hair metal bands Great White and Slaughter will perform. June 4th, country singer Jake Owen will swing through. More details on times and tickets is available on thv11.com. And while major winter storms can shut down schools and businesses, there are still essential workers who have to get through. Icy roads and dangerous conditions made that nearly impossible this week. But as THV11's Journey Taylor shows us, one online group came together to get nurses to those who need them most.
Much of Central Arkansas came to a standstill this week. However, nurses still had to get to bedsides. And for many, calling in wasn't an option.
You get disciplined for not coming to work, and that's kind of a big deal, you know?
UAMS oncology nurse Aisha Taylor knows firsthand the stress of working in the medical field. In 2024, she created the Nurses Lounge of Central Arkansas. An organization with a membership of now 1,200 people was founded for nurses after the pandemic to combat burnout, create a space to decompress, and boost morale and connection. But this week, the group fulfilled a much bigger need. It turned into a transportation lifeline.
Was definitely a lot more people than I anticipated that needed transportation. The calls kept coming in, you know, and I was excited, to be honest. I was very excited to be able to assist.
And while the need for rides increased, so did the volunteers.
It went from 6 volunteers to a total of 29 volunteers by the time we finished. So that was exciting to see so many people who wanted to help with the initiative. And 2 of those people were nurses themselves.
And for many, the kindness meant keeping their jobs.
I've had several people reach back out to me, letting me know that, you know, you saved my job because I had 1 absence left and I was going to be terminated.
In just 3 days, more than 250 essential workers made it to and from their shifts, including nurses, CNAs, respiratory therapists, and doctors. And for Aisha, the experience means a little bit more.
I feel like this was a very gratifying experience for me because I knew exactly what I intended to do when I started the Nurses Lounge, and this was just proof of the need.
In Little Rock, I'm Journey Taylor, THV11 News.
Their ads call Jeep drivers a different breed, and when we come back, we meet an owners group putting some truth in that advertising. But first, let's eat it up.
This is pre-Snowmageddon this weekend. Hopefully the snow doesn't go crazy. Truth be told, we shot this before. We don't know. Hopefully it was all right. This week on Eat It Up, a rainy day, it's not slowing us down. We're at the brand new location of the Croissanterie. This is one of our favorites we featured over the years. It is fantastic. Wendy and Jill cooking up amazing stuff for us. How about some avocado toast? Amazing. Bacon and French toast. Got coffee galore, and I have to say the smash burger, one of my absolute favorites. We're in the old Capers building at the new Croissanterie, so what do you say? Let's eat it up.
Oh, it's been amazing. The response, our flaky friends, like we like to call them. We were closed for about 3 weeks. Christmas break, we took a break, and then 2 weeks, us and our team was amazing. We hit it hard, we got open, and it's just been nonstop since. It's been great.
we wanted to put our stamp on it, and and we did that. But here, I think you can really see a little bit more of what we are. We've got a coffee lounge because we're doing full coffee now. We have a private dining room. You can come in and you can see all of our cookbooks and sit and pull them off the shelf and use them. And we just want it to feel comfortable. And since it was a home and it still looks like a home, we want it to feel a little homey. We're gonna have grilled cheese today with our new house-made chips. We're making them in-house. And then we're gonna do smash burger. You have market scramble, French toast, and avocado toast. So with some of our great soups and sides that we always have. Gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo, so some good things.
And some pastries, of course.
Diving in first to the avocado toast. Tom Brady would be so proud. This may make me an avocado connoisseur, and I don't even like avocado that much. That is unreal. These are all local coffee products too, by the way. Local coffee, made by local folks right down the road. Cold day, vanilla latte, happy hey hey. I've made my son many a grilled cheeses over the 3 years of his life. I have never made him a grilled cheese that looked like this, buttered to perfection. This is not one bite, this is 2 bites. Chicken and sausage gumbo in the house. Take me to the Mardi Gras. Which, by the way, is like a month away. Every time I'm getting that. Smash burger on a croissant. Let me repeat that for you. Smash burger on a croissant. Oh my goodness. Sauteed onions on there. Bree said the sound I made. Let's do that again. I edited it, so I'll just play it again. And again.
Welcome back. So when disaster strikes, it's often the help we receive from our own backyard that makes a huge difference during recovery. With most areas covered with snow and ice, Joe Ellison from our sister station in Northwest Arkansas shares the group of Jeeps that are helping pull people out of the thick of it.
The group is the River Valley Misfit Jeeps. A lot of us just sit at home during all this, and our Jeeps are built for stuff like this, so we just go out and help people where we can.
Jeremy Evans, along with many other Jeep owners, belong to the group River Valley Misfit Jeeps.
Whenever they started hollering snow and the ice and stuff, we actually reach out to all the local forums and post, hey, we're going to be offering rides from this day to this day. We try to start with the essential people like hospital aides, medical staff, first responders, anybody that is crucial to the area. We try to get them there first, and then other jobs like Brahms and stuff like that, we kind of go from there. Yesterday we were able to get a woman some baby food and formula to them that they couldn't get out and get them.
We actually witnessed them in action. During our interview, this woman got stuck on Rogers Avenue while trying to get to work at Arby's.
So we're trying to help where we can. Actually, there's one right there.
Leave that mic on and go do your thing, and we'll get you in.
So what I'll do is when these cars pass, I'll kind of push you back and get in, and we can get you a run into it. All right, hold on, right there. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. You too.
They're a humble group. I mean, you just helped that lady get to work. She's not stuck on the road anymore. That just want to help their neighbor in need.
So we started doing it just to kind of help people. You know, if somebody hooks to that, that's almost $100 for a tow company to come do that.
Joe Ellison reporting there. And that's going to do it for us here on THV 11 Plus. Thank you for joining us. Stay warm, and we'll see you back here next week.